that today we are going to first understand about what is this RAG basically, and we will also take a look how things can be done with .NET. Because if when I was starting with RAG, when I checked some example out there, so I mostly saw Python. People are using Python to build such kind of a RAG application. And being an .NET full stack developer, for me, it was a kind of an initial challenge that, hey, why can't I can build the same thing with .NET? So for me, my journey was like, first I tried to understand what is this RAG with Python code, and then I tried to integrate the same thing with the .NET. And that's how I have started things with this RAG application. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys, like what is this RAG, how this embedding in large language model works, and how we can basically leverage these embedding models and try to create our own knowledge base using vector db. I know, like, if you guys have heard RAG, most of you guys heard about vector db. Okay, and that's what things we are going to take a look today as well. Okay, what is this vector db and how you can use .NET, not .NET but entity framework, ORM, basically to store all this kind of a data sets in your database. So things will start with 10-15 minutes about some theory part, what we are going to build, and what are all this, and then we will try to start with step by step, I would say. But yeah, I have prepared something, like maybe I can try to code in front of you guys, and you guys can basically ask like, hey, what is this step about, and then maybe we can, that's how we will try to proceed, so that at the end of this session maybe we will have a bare minimum code done, which basically helps us to upload a document, start embedding those documents, and then retrieving those documents. And maybe we can plan some more session in upcoming future, basically to build the UI part. Or maybe I can take a session online on my YouTube channel. Like I can come live and I can like demonstrate how we can build the UI part using Angular version 21, something like that. But today's session is mostly about understanding the RAG and developing it in .NET. I think it's right time for me to start now. Let me start things off by sharing my screen, and let me know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, you can see.
Okay. And also, this session is going to be not completely in English, but I'll try to like mix it with English, kind of Hindi, English in between, something like that. I hope everyone is comfortable with that. Or if you just need
Yeah,
English,
before
just
that,
let me know. Yeah.
before that, I'll give a short introduction. As already mentioned in the group, I have also told that Sashikumar is basically he's a very active person in the .NET field, and he's also a Microsoft MVP. He has created NG Angular. Is it right?
I think it's something I recently created, the NG guide.
NG guide for the
There's,
Angular.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's a very active and a very like helping person. So let's try to understand from him how to integrate .NET and Angular, and how .NET can be used in the AI. So Shashi sir, let's start. Okay.
Yep. Thank you so much for the great intro. So yes, as you said, my name is Sashikumar Yadav, .NET full stack developer, having around 7 years of experience now in the industry, and also an active contributor to some open source project, which is being done by one of the community guys, Santosh Yadav. I also run a YouTube channel, which is this Let's Program. I am not that active on this channel at the moment because of some uh, a lot of things going around in my life actually. So I was in Singapore for last 3 years, then I moved to Dubai, and in upcoming months I will be moving to Europe, and that's what things has kept me busy with all this movement. And I'm rarely getting time now basically to invest here. But yeah, sometime I love to, as I told, right, I'm someone who love to share my knowledge, and that's why I'm here, basically to talk on a very interesting topic, and that is building a RAG with .NET and Angular. Okay. Also, maybe before that, let me just share a few of my work which I have recently did, and maybe this can help you guys as well. Like if you're someone who want to start with Angular part, you're a .NET developer, and you want to start with the Angular part, I will highly recommend this website, which is NG Guide. Everything here has been categorized as beginner level, intermediate. I have also covered all the modern Angular, which has been recently released. Like it also covers the signal forms. which recently released in Angular version 21. I think it was on 19th of November, if I'm not wrong, or 22nd of November, I guess. Also covers the advanced topic and stuff like that. But still, I'm trying to make this document better so that it is very easy for you guys to understand. So if you just go through the document, it will teach you all the ways what is required for you to understand this particular one topic. I also have something called as interview helper. Just in case if you guys are preparing for interview, you can visit to this website, and here you can find all set of questions related to .NET, SQL, Angular, React, JavaScript. I think I've covered most of them, but yeah, I'm still working on this DevOps part and the testing part because I need some help from my colleagues to help me with the questions and answers as well. But yeah, do check it out and let me know if this was helpful to you guys.
Shashi sir,
Now,
please put that two links on to the chat of Teams chat or wherever.
yeah, sure. Maybe I can put it here. Interview helper, and this is NG guide. All right, so now let's start things off with today's topic, and this is going to be a RAG application. So let me first share my iPad screen and let me know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see my iPad screen?
It's visible. It's visible.
Okay. So first thing first, like who here knows about this RAG already? Like what is this RAG? Who knows about this? Can someone tell me what is RAG? So
Sorry,
maybe at
but
least a full form.
Screen is not visible for me.
yes. Also, it's not visual for me. Like it's black screen actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
For me also same.
Can you reshare?
Let me check again.
Yeah,
Let me reshare
now we
again.
can
Let's
see.
see. Uh, Maybe Teams is not allowing me to share my iPad. I guess. Let me try again. Let me try again. Okay.
It's
Uh,
visual,
i- is it again
but
black?
yeah.
Yeah, same black.
Okay,
When you
I got
move to
it.
other
Maybe it's
screen, it is fine.
no. I think it's because I'm trying to share iPad and they're not allowing me to share iPad screen, I guess. No worries. Let me open up Excel Draw and yeah,
Now
let
it's
me
visible.
put it here. Yeah. So who can tell me what is a RAG? Like what is a RAG? Maybe a full form can help here. Like who knows about RAG?
RAG is retrieval augmentation generation, basically
Mm-hmm.
augmented
Mm-hmm.
generation, which
Mm-hmm.
helps to get the data like external data instead of getting data from the LLM. It
Mm-hmm.
gets the external data and then again put into the LLM to get the more generative answer.
So like so if I ask you like is ChatGPT is a RAG? Can you guys tell it's
Chat
mm-hmm.
GPT is not because it's already pre-trained, so that
Mm-hmm.
is not a RAG. If
Mm-hmm.
we put something external source into Chat GPT, then it will become the RAG basically.
Exactly. So basically, ChatGPT is what? ChatGPT is your large language model, right? Which is basically trained on like billions of data. But there is one limitation with this ChatGPT and stuff, and that limitation is nothing but he is not context aware of what is happening currently because everything what it is inside the ChatGPT is like, for example, if you check about ChatGPT 5.1, the latest model, I think it only knows about information till August. Like if I ask him about, hey, do you know about Angular version 21 signal forms? He might not be aware. But nowadays, what they are doing, they are adding some tools basically to fetch information from Google and then maybe answer to the user, right? But that is something different. But if I just talk about large language model, that is what the limitation what they have. But now, what we are going to build today here is we are going to build today a RAG, which is basically I'm trying to extend my LLM to add some of my more information. And talking about this R, which means retrieve is nothing but what? Retrieve is trying to get some useful information, is what your retrieve means. Okay. And how we can get this retrieval? We can get it via some of our own knowledge base. Our knowledge base can exist in a web page. It can be inside a web. It can be inside a PDF. It can be inside an HTML or some JSON or XYZ. Okay, so that's how we are going to make use of this R basically to feed some information to my LLM so that it can start answering to my context. And then what do you mean by this A? A, as you said, augmented, right? So basically, what does this mean? A means add, simple. A means addition, add. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to add it to the AI knowledge base. Knowledge base. Okay, and generation is very simple. Generation means try to generate some response, generate some good response with your above two. So whatever you have did in the first two are A, in the G you're just trying to get some response out of it, like whatever you have did. Okay, so that's what basically a RAG means. Now I know with this it will not be sufficient, so let me try to give some examples. Okay, so for example, now I joined a company called as LTI. Like it was my first company, so LTI. uh, so after joining the company, I had a lot of questions to the HR. And on the first day, they have did the HR orientation. They have explained me about, hey, this is your leave policy. This is how you will receive your salary on this day, that day, and stuff like that. But you know, right, as a young kid, what I will do, I'll like, okay, every time I'll say okay, but after 2 months I got tons of questions. Hey, when I will receive my salary, why I'm receiving salary 10 days late, what was this tax deduction? My expectation was the salary should be divided by 12, but why I'm not getting it? What is the leave policy and all of that? So I went to my HR and I told, hey, can you tell me, can I take 3-day leaves for this occasion? And the HR will say, hey, I have shared the document. You can go ahead and read it. And the document was like 300 pages. Correct. And now you have to find that information from that document. Will you be able to do that in less than 2 minutes? Do you think that is possible to fetch that information? Yes, no.
No.
No, exactly, right? So that's what. So now you know the problem here. So now there is a problem. I know. Okay, which means I have to go through all those 300 pages. Maybe my answer is on second page, high possibility, or there's a possibility that my answer is on page number 285 or three, or maybe the 301. You never know, right? And then you'll say, hey HR, please, can you please help me because it's hard for me to find. Then what your HR will do, your HR will say, okay, let me find it out. Like even she don't know, maybe sometimes they also don't know, they also have to refer the same document. But the good thing is she knows about the range, the indexing. She knows, okay, it can be on this page, let me go through it and let me get back to you. Your HR might be a little fast, so if you do it by your own, you can take like 30 minutes. If your HR does, maybe she can take 15 minutes. But what if we add a AI in between? How the AI can help here, right? So what you can do, right? You can basically upload your document. So you can build a RAG. So this is where a real example of RAG is, that you can basically build a policy copilot for yourself. You can upload your RAG, you can send it to your LLM, and you can start asking question to your LLM. Hey, can you tell me how many leaves I can take in the month of June? Is it allowed for me to take a leave in my probation period? Yes or no? So in that way, here the RAG can help you, and you can get your answers in maybe in less than 10-20 seconds. Okay. So now you guys understand about the problem statement. What is this RAG and how this RAG can help us? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So now you guys know about RAG. So now we need to understand something about LLM. What is this GPT? Who can tell me what is this GPT? Anyone? What is full form of GPT?
Generative pre-trained, something like that.
Yeah,
A
generative
kind of
pre-trained.
agent.
Hmm.
Exactly. Generative pre-trained transformer. This
Transformer, yeah.
transformer is very important. This transformer is very, very, very important. Okay. See, now I'm not teaching you RAG. Now I'm teaching you what is LLM, because that is important to understand RAG more, like how exactly this RAG basically works. So we are trying to make our own chat GPT with a document. So now that's why I'm just trying to take you 2 steps back to explain you about what is this transformer and all. So basically what happens, right? So for example, here is your input query. Okay, so in between is your transformer. Okay, your maybe LLM, you can say your LLM is here, and here you are trying to put some input as a user. So this is the user. He puts a query. Hey, when I can take leave, something like that, or maybe is leave is allowed in probation. So that's my input query. So this is your user query. Okay, and he's asking, can I take leave? This is what he asked. And what
Yes.
happens, it goes inside the LLM and he process something, and then after processing something, your LLM sends some response. Okay, but something happens here as well. Something happens here as well. So do you really know that LLM understand this kind of word? Can I take leave? Do you guys think they understand words? The answer is no. They don't understand all this word. So what
Yes.
happens, you know what, when we say, right, your LLM is trained on large data set, large billions of record. What are those records? Do you know? Those records are nothing but they are records are stored
Token.
on some dimension, on some multi-dimensional model. They say they have multi-dimensional thing. Like for example, if you're asking a query, your query could be somewhere over here. I don't know if I can make some dots. Yeah, I can make some dots here. So for example, this is what your pointings are. So your data could be here, your data could be here, something like that. Okay, it's all plotted on some kind of a multi-dimensional thing. Okay. Hmm. Okay, which means from here there is another concept comes, which means these all are numbers, which means your each word is nothing but a token. So it goes as a token. So there is a step which comes in between called as tokenization. Tokenization happens. Okay, you remember, right? Dhruv Rathi has released AI Fiesta, something like that, and he said, "Hey, you guys will get 3 million tokens per month and stuff, something like that." What is this token? This token is nothing but a balance. We have a currency, right? We have money. Like, hey, I get 1 lakh salary, something like that. Okay, and with 1 lakh salary, I can use 1 lakh salary. But when we say tokens, token is nothing but your balance. Like till how long you can talk to your LM. Like only this much token you can generate. You can send this much token, only that much token you can get. Something like that. And that 3 million is nothing but 3 million is nothing but both input output tokens. Okay, I know these things are getting bit more advanced now, but yeah, this is what it is. Like this is the prerequisite. Do you need to remember this like Bible or Bhagavad Gita or Quran? No, that's not the case. You just need to understand this once and you are done. You just should have this understanding. This will not help you to basically do prompting and all. It's just for a basic understanding as a developer. You should know all of this. Okay. Now basically what happens,
Okay.
right, when things become so now, for example, for if I want to write a can in AI language, it will be something like 0.223. Then for I it will be 0.12. For take it will be 0.566 565 or something like that. So this is what it converts. Basically it transforms your text into this particular what we say kind of a data sets, and those data sets are basically plot over here. So now, for example, this has already been plot. So this is a large language model which is already been plot with a lot of data. Now what your large language model basically does, it basically predicts, it does the prediction based on your input. It does some prediction and it basically gives you the response, and the response is also looks something like this only. It also looks something like this only. For example, it will give you response like 0.31, 32, 0.12, something like 67. And now this transformer will transform this response into a real human readable, and that will be something like, yes, you can. This is what all happens. Like when you go on ChatGPT, when you type something, can I take leave, and you get response. This is what happened internally. This all things has happened internally to get you this response. Yes, you can. Okay. So this was one part where we have discussed about these tokens and stuff like that. Now we have to understand a very important concept here. That is nothing but embedding. Before I start with the coding, you need to understand something called as text embeddings. What is this text embeddings? This embeddings is nothing but conversion of your text into some numbers. Is nothing but your embedding. Okay, to convert, because as I told you, large language model only understand this embedding, and that is nothing but it's stored as a vector DB, vectors. I'll show how this vector basically looks like. It will have a lot of numbers here, like array of lot of numbers ranging from -1 to +1. Okay, there will be a lot of numbers here. Okay, so this text embedding is really important basically. If you don't understand text embedding, then creating a RAG will be impossible for you guys, because it's all about converting embedding and comparing the embedding and all of that. Okay, so what happens, like, now let me explain you about this text embedding. Again, for that I need to create this XYZ axis, or X and Y axis. Z I cannot show because yeah, it's 2-dimension. But yeah, this is what it is now. Now, for example, as I told, AI is here to predict some good response. So for example, if someone is searching for dog, okay, someone is searching for a dog, and dog is somewhere over here. So I'm not able to show that dot, but yeah, so suppose there's a plotting done here, dot. Like this is a dot basically. Okay, it's somewhere over here. And then just near to this, there will be one more thing related to that, and that will be nothing but your cat. Okay, for example, these two embeddings are always close to each other. So the direction is somewhere over from here to here. Okay, this direction is also important. So for AI to predict, okay, after dog it could be a cat, it becomes easy for AI to predict. But for example, here if I search about apple, do you think apple will be nearby this? Like if I want to search about apple, will the apple will be over here? The answer is no, because these are related. But do you think apple is related? No, right? So the apple will be somewhere over. Oh, come on. Yes. So the apple will be somewhere over here. But what if someone is searching about mango? So the mango embedding will be somewhere over here. Okay, and the direction is also very important. So after apple, it could be a mango. It's very easy to come. Like imagine if the mango is over here. So do you think the embedding, the way they have been stored, the way have been plot is correct? The answer is no. So that kind of model really fails to answer. They mostly do hallucination. They will hallucinate, like they will give any wrong response with confidence. That is a problem with large language models, huh? They're hallucinating. Like for example, if you ask about, hey chat GPT, can you tell me what is the new feature in Angular 25? He will start to give you response actually, and that response is nothing but hallucination. That is, AI is hallucinating and giving you any wrong answers, because they are trained in such a way that, hey, they are very smart and they just try to answer all the nonsense thing. But that is wrong, right? Which means that model is not been trained well, and the plotting is also very wrong there. Okay, now if somebody search about king, so do you think king will be nearby to mango? No, right? It will be somewhere far. Okay, something like that. So that is how things has been done here. So now imagine, now I'll tell you about our PDF, our RAG thing, how our RAG will be built now. So now what we will do, we will upload a PDF document. And this PDF document is going to be processed, and will be converted into vectors. So this PDF document will convert it into vectors, and the plotting will be done over here. Sorry, I'm not able to show dots, but yeah, imagine there are a lot of dots here. Okay, dots everywhere. Okay, and now you have stored that vector already. So now this vector is already stored inside my SQLite database. I will be using SQLite here. Okay, so it is stored somewhere over here. Oh my God, I need to push it back and backward. Yeah. So imagine now this is my database, and the plotting is already done for my PDF upload, and all the plotting here is in the graph. Now what happens? Now I'm trying to search about what is sexual harassment, or maybe what is code of conduct of LTI. Okay, conduct of LTI. If I ask this question, so what it will do, it will again. So now what's the responsibility? I want to first convert it into embedding. So I will first convert it into vectors. Basically, when I say embedding, convert this into vectors, and then I will try to see in the whole database which I have stored, where is this vector like in which direction the vectors are. Like for example, I'm searching about code of conduct, so it will go and search, okay, where is code of conduct? Yes, somewhere over here, which means the answer is somewhere over here. And then it will again send back some numbers, which is vectors. It will send back some numbers, which is vectors inside this. And then my embedding will convert this into a text. And that text is nothing but going to be my response. Like the code of conduct is very good or bad, whatever it is, like the response. And that is what we are here to build today. Okay. So are you guys excited about what we are going to do now? Okay. Now, what we can do before I start, just to save some of my time, what I have did already, I have, you can go on my GitHub. Okay, good. Shashi, you haven't logged in. Yep, let me log in.
Up till here, if anyone is having any doubt regarding racks or LLM, you can please just unmute yourself and you can ask him. Just keep, we'll keep this session little bit of two-way kind of thing, so that we will not get bored.
Yes,
Yes,
see,
please.
I have one question regarding the concept, dimensions basically. So
Mhm.
yeah, do you know like what is the dimensions basically in the vectors and how it works with the dimensions?
Basically, if I talk about what we are going to build, it depends on the embedding what we use. Like every model has their own embedding. Like Gemini has his own embedding. ChatGPT, OpenAI has their own embeddings. It depends on which way you are converting your embedding. If I talk about Gemini, so Gemini is, if I'm not wrong, 789 dimensional. Let me find out a link for you, which maybe I can show. Let me check. I have noted it down somewhere. Yes, TensorFlow. Um, projector.tensorflow.org, if I'm not wrong. I think these are the team who are already working on such thing. Projector TensorFlow or yes, projector TensorFlow or okay. So now if you take a look, right, some of the data, can you see this dimensional? So can you see nearly, aggressive, replacing, circle, status, poor, account? So this is what I was talking about. The now you can imagine what is the dimension of this. It's not even 3 dimension. It is, you can only see 3 dimension because that's the limitation of a human eye is with the screen as well. But can you see now? This is how the plotting of data happens. Can you see? Dimension is 200 here. This is 200 dimension. And if you talk about other models, embedding models, so they have their own way of plotting them based on what kind of vector it produces. And that's how they do the plotting. And that's how things looks like. So now the important for the AI is in which direction to go. For example, decrease is here. So increase will be somewhere over here, somewhere over here. So the direction, the arrow goes like from here to here or here to here or here to here to predict, okay, here I can find the information fast and all of that. And trust me, whatever is done inside it is very, very, very fast. It is very fast because whatever your response you get from the AI, right, it is always fast, like less than 1 second or 2 second. But that what it does internally, it tries to predict with the arrows, okay, in which direction should I go to fetch this information and all of that. So this is what I was talking about. I think TensorFlow is already there since ages. They are working on the AI models and building this kind of products for us. So yeah, this is what this is.
Hello.
And as you ask the question, it depends on each models what kind of embedding they use. Yes.
Hello, Shashi. One of my question is that how is like calculus, differential calculus, integral calculus, or probability is helping to shape this kind of AI? Like where it is used internally? Can you just brief it out a little?
Well, to talk more in detail about that, I think there is some kind of a book which I can recommend. Trust me. Uh, it's something which is also not like in my head, hey, this is how it has been done. Because I'm also very much limited to that side of it. But yeah, as you said, right, those names, those are the things which are nothing but your predictive. You have heard about these predictive models, and it really
Yes, yes.
depends on what kind of basically theorem you're using to predict this kind of thing. If I talk about this TensorFlow, I think they uses I think it is Calcus, or there is one more very famous name. that kind of predicting model what they use to basically build this embedding and plot it on the graph. But it really doesn't matter for us to do such stuff, because again, we are full stack developer. We are not neural engineers, or we are not into more into ML ops people, or we are not into machine learning guys. So we are all
Mm-hmm.
as a full stack developer. So for us, going that deep is really not required, to be honest. Trust me,
Yes.
it's really not
Okay.
required. Like if
Mm.
you want to focus more on such stuff, so maybe start creating RAG, start understanding agentic AI, start understanding AI agents, generative AI, and all of that. I think that is gonna help us going forward, because to understand those part, I think we already have some different engineers out there who are doing those things.
Okay. And can you just brief it out regarding AI agents? Like I have heard these terms like AI agent. Like exactly what this term means? Creating your own AI agent.
Okay, so for example, right now, you went on ChatGPT, okay, and
Yes.
over there you said, "Hey, what is the score of India versus New Zealand?" Like today, there is a match going on, and you said, "Hey, can you tell
Mm.
me what is the score between India?" Do you think that AI will answer you? That generative model will answer you? Will he able
No.
to give you the correct answer? No, because
No.
it's a
No. No.
generative model. Okay,
Mm.
it's a generative. Now here comes the AI agent. Okay, so here comes what does this AI agent basically does. I'll talk about that. So now you have built the agent. Okay, so now your generative AI is calling a tool, and the tool name is fetch cricket score, and it is done
Mm.
internally. Okay, if you guys are using something called as windsurf, or if you guys are using cursor, you remember, right? People are creating some MCP tools. So
Mm.
basically
Model
here
context
you have
protocol.
yeah, that's a model context protocol, that's correct. But that's what here comes the main guy, what you're saying, the AI agent. So you have built the agent who has capabilities to fetch data from the internet, fetch data from QuickBuzz, and that AI
Okay.
agent you are integrating with your generative model. So there are actually total three terms: generative AI agent, and agentic AI.
Yes.
And these three things are getting popular. And I just answered your second one, which is AI agent. So you build just one agent whose job is just to fetch the score and give it to the LLM. That's all. So that is a AI agent. If I
Okay.
talk about agentic AI is something when you add a workflow. For example, how can I give a good example? Yes. For example, I wrote a blog on Medium. Okay, medium.com. I wrote a very good blog. And now what I want to do, I also have my own website called as letsprogram.in. Okay. And on Let's
Mm.
Program also, I write some blog. Okay, I write some blog. See, the SEO will be better on medium.com. I also know. So what I
Mhm.
did, I wrote a blog on medium.com, but I wanted that blog also to reflect on my website. So I have did some agentic AI stuff, and I created an automation tool. Like whenever I write a blog on Medium, it will. So I have three agents now. Agent number one, what it does, it fetches the blog from Medium. Agent number two, what it does, after fetching, it will convert it into a API response. Agent number three, the agent name is to post the blog on my website. And agent number four, just to write a notification to me, hey, your blog was posted on your own website as well. And that's how a agentic AI comes into a picture. So when you club all the AI agents together into some automation, into some workflow, that is your nothing but your agentic AI stuff. Okay. Today, what we have,
Sashi, like
yeah.
what you scenario you have explained, that is related to the like that could be done through the background processor only, right? So what does it really need for AI agents here in your scenario? What you suggested?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you repeat your question again?
Like you told me, like you told us, like kind of like you pull the information from the different sources or maybe one sources. Then there are
Mm-hmm.
multiple agents which are communicating to each other and again posting in your personal blog, right?
Correct.
So
Yes.
so my question is that could be done through the background services as well. It's not required to be having agent. So why agent is
Mm.
required here?
Okay, so for example, now, if you say that can be done with the background processes, which means, for example, now you need to format your blog in such a way. So do you think your background processing, what you have created with the code, can do? And also one thing also comes in picture, building a stuff with AI and creating your own code to run it in the background, which one will be faster for you? Just a simple question. What do you think? Creating my own functions, creating my own business logic, and running them in the background. That is going to be a faster way for me to achieve it, or just what we say, delegating those work to AI will be helping me to do it faster. What do you think?
It's depend on like a scenarios, like what your scenario is actually.
Mm-hmm,
So if you have a simple things like just putting all the blocks and whatever you have already written, right, it will
mm-hmm.
just pull from background service and it will send to back to your
Okay,
post back to your block, right? It
exactly.
will not
So
take hardly
I'll
single minute or single second something.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. So
Mhm.
Medium stores blog as MD file, and my the way I post blog is rich text editor. So do you think for
Mhm.
me to create a function which basically converts a MD to a rich text editor will be easier as compared to delegating those to AI? I really don't think so. Because see, for example,
Mhm.
nowadays people are using, okay, if I give you a task, okay, to build a landing page, okay, the thing is you can do that by your own, yes or no? You can build everything by your own using Tailwind. You can write a code. You will take about 1 hour and you can do the job. Yes or no? Yes.
No, can you come again? Sorry, I did not.
Ah,
I lost
oh, I'm
actually.
so sorry. So sorry. Yeah. So now my debate here is that, like for example, now I give
Mhm.
you a requirement. Can you build a
Mhm.
landing page for a SaaS product? So can you
Okay,
build
okay.
that by your own?
No, no, it will take time definitely. Right.
Exactly, exactly. Now, if you go to Claude.com and you say, hey, can you build me a SaaS product with this
Mm-hmm.
information? So, do you think how much time will it take to build the same website? Like, I'm not asking about fancy, but a very basic one,
Yeah,
like less than
definitely.
one
If you
minute.
manually doing, then definitely take time. But yeah, AI can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Exactly. So
But
that's where
mhm.
this agentic AI and all of these things came into picture. So this workflow, whatever you say, everything can be done by a human intervention. Like they can build some function. See, this is how things was working in 2010, 2012 by running the background processes and all of that. Have you heard about NET workflows with the agentic AI's thing? Why NET came in the picture? Like you can still do all of those, whatever NET is doing. You can run some, you can create some function, you can create some Azure function, you can add some trigger. It will still work. But doing those is, it will be more cost. And with this agentic AI, it is less cost effective. If you use NET, you can host on your own VPS server and you can start running the AI agents. So there is a difference. So AI is here to help you. It is not here to basically replace everything, but it is help. It is here to help you and make your things very easy going. That's the only thing. So I know, like you have a very fair point. Hey, I can write a background process. So that's what I'm saying. So there is a two guy. One is you and one is me, and my boss want the output. Hey, I want that this website should get converted into this in this website. You went with your own way, I went with my way. I went with AI way and I did the job in 30 minutes. You went with your own way and you took like 2 3 hours. Who will be praised in by the boss? It's me who did things faster. So that's what I'm saying. AI is just here to make your life easy, and that's why things here exist. And that's what I say. Agentic AI is there to make your life easier, and that was my take there. I hope that is, I hope you're able to understand that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So see,
Okay,
Yes,
then.
yes.
my question are regarding like it should be like everyone should be aware, right?
Yep,
About
yep.
this one, right? Yeah.
I
Thanks.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I love, man. I love when people ask question, right? I just really love it. Like that's how people can learn here. And with this kind of a discussion, they also got to know, like, hey, okay, this is the thing. If somebody else asks you in interview, so whatever we have discussed, so that can stuck in your head, and you can answer that in the interview as well. Something like that. Okay. Now, okay, then. So let's start. I think we have already, like, it's more than 1 hour. We just have 30
Yes, yes,
minutes.
yes, yes.
Now, let's do one thing, guys. Like, you guys can go on this GitHub link and you can just clone this project, or you can copy this project and we can get started. So this is just a bare minimum code. Nothing is there. I just created a new Angular application, version 21, I guess. Yes, 21. And I have a API project ready here with a web API project which just has the program.cs file. That's all. Now, if the cloning thing is done, let me share the VS Code and let me know if you guys can see my VS Code.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay then. Right. So now what we are here basically to do is there are multiple things like we have to do here. But first thing first, let's try to divide this into some phases. So phase number one, what we are going to do, the project setup. And I think that is already available on the website. But now once you have this, now we have to start adding some NuGet packages, which we are going to use for this development. Okay, let me go inside. And again, I will be using Visual Studio Code for backend as well, because in Mac, Visual Studio is just so bad. I just hate using that. So now I shifted myself to use Visual Studio Code for backend development as well. Okay, now what we need here is basically that we need few packages. But maybe before that, let me discuss like what we are gonna do so that things can make sense. Why I'm installing those packages and all of that. I think hey Sushant, I think we might need one more session. I think today was
Yes.
just the
Yes.
introductory. We can plan some more
Definitely.
session. If people are interested, we can plan some more session and we can basically build this end to end, like step by step tutorial, like everybody can do and follow me along while
Yes.
doing this.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just plan and just let me know. I'll do everything.
Sure, sure, sure. So let's start about this RAG. So what we will have in the RAG is, so first thing first, what are the components is involved? So the first component here is your Angular version 21, and I'll make sure that I use all the latest feature of Angular, which is signals, which is the NGRX store. Also, we can go with this signal forms, just at all if it is required. So we'll follow this along. So we will have standalone. We will make use of signals. Please don't complain on my spellings. I might do some mistakes there. TypeScript and yeah, some good UI. This is going to be my front end part for the back end, which is what we are going to build. Let me put it here. For the back end, again, .NET 10. I think we have it already now, .NET 10. Controllers, we will go with the controllers way, not the minimal API way. We will also be writing some background services. Okay, and I'll. This is very important one. This is very important one. Background services, like how can you build a production grade background services with .NET? Again, you can use cloud. It's up to you. But yeah, I will be showing things on the .NET side, and then we will take a look at the AI integration. Integration. Here for the database communication, we will use EF Core, SQLite, just to make things simpler. And we will be using a PDF library, PDF pig, I guess, PDF pig. What this will do, right? This will help you to extract text from the PDF. So we are going to use this PDF pig. And what else? What else? I think that's all. I think for the database, I already mentioned that we are going to use SQLite.
Embedding model.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yes, who said that? Who said that? Need name. I need name. Who
Rahul.
said it? Thanks, Rahul. Thank you for so much. So we will be using, yeah, so embedding models. I think I will be going through the embedding model of Gemini. I think it's easy and it's free as well initially. Okay. So that's what we are going to use. I think it's 004 if I'm not wrong. Let me just search it for you guys. Gemini
Around
text
thousand
embedding
dimensions.
model 004. Sorry?
Gemini gives like around thousands vector dimension.
Yes, that's what they said. I haven't seen the
Thousand
number, but
twenty
yeah.
four.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what the model I was talking about. So we have Gemini embedding 001, 002, 003, and the latest one is 004, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, this is what we are going to use. And yeah, the code will look something similar, something like that. Okay, so let's start. And now maybe it's the correct time for me to install few things. And first thing will be the package. So .NET add, I guess, add the package. Tick token I did last time. It's Microsoft Let me directly go and check entity framework core SQLite. Do they have the nugget? Yes, this is what I hit this CLI. Okay, SQLite. And then we might also add design. Okay, I think this, I think there is something called as PDF pig. Let me search PDF pig. You get, yeah, this one. It's CLI. I hope this is the version. Let me skip. Let's see if it installed the latest. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so now, as you already aware, so this is my bare minimum package, whatever we have just added, like the project what we have added. Here we need support of, how do I say that? We need support for controller. So we need to add it here. So builder dot services dot add controllers. Okay, so that we can start using the controllers here. And let's start with the folder structure. So maybe today we will just stop things with the folder structure thing, and maybe in the next session we can start doing the hands-on coding directly. Okay, rag. So first thing first, what folder we require is controllers. Again, I don't know, man. I'm following a lot of pattern from my Node.js because currently in my current company I'm doing Node.js with Nest controllers. We will also have a data layer. It is nothing but your data context. Then what else you have? You have your models, which is very important. Maybe we can do the model designing today, and then rest we can keep it for the next session. And what else? We will also have some services. So we will have a services folder. Okay. Now in the models, the first important
Hello.
model is
Don't we get that automatically, or we have to create that manual folders in your VS Code? Like in Web API, when we
Mhm.
create like in Visual Studio directly, those folders are automatically created by intelligence, right?
Yes. So, wait. When you scaffold a project or
No,
you.
no. When we simply create a Web API core project, so these folders are created, right? But here we need to manually add each folder, that I'm asking.
Yes, you might have to add because if you're using my what we say GitHub repo,
VS
right?
Code.
If you have cloned it from my end, then yes, you have to do it manually.
Okay,
But
okay.
if you want to start directly, you can make use of Visual Studio. You can. There is a option to scaffold a project with controller. If you click
Mm-hmm.
that, you will get everything. Like I think you will only get control. You'll not get the data models and everything. You'll just get
Mm-hmm.
controllers, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that, man. Anyway, I love to do things from scratch by my own. So yeah, let's start with the file. So first file will be what your documents. Who is here aware about what is EF core? Can someone in the meantime I'm creating the file. Who can tell me about what is entity framework? Anybody would like to answer?
Entity framework is an object relational mapping where we need to create our own class, and that will get created into a table. The class name will get converted into table name, and the fields which are there, properties which are there, that will get converted into your column names. And every instance of that particular object, we will create rows of that. So it's an
Mm-hmm.
object which is mapped to the table, which is manually all the SQL queries are written by the entity framework core.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So which means okay. So can you tell me about this? That which is the better approach, code first approach or database first approach? Like I just want to understand your like which one do you like to use in your project and which one you have used the most. So GUID, then we will have a file name. Any preference you have, like why you
Normally,
choose
normally people's use basically code first,
mhm,
because like you just create the class and map, then automatically like a
Mm-hmm.
script will be executed on the database side and it will create the table and everything on database side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but if you have already built a database system and you have large database set, so basically over there, then I think we can follow a database approach.
Okay. Database.
So
Yeah,
I
makes
will,
sense. Makes sense.
yeah, I will add over here. So if the database schema is maintained by the data team, then we need to go with the database first approach.
Okay. Yeah, that could be one of the bullet point. I think I agree. Yeah, that could be one of the reason. Like yeah, like if you ask us, like we have migrated from database first to code first approach in my last company when I was in Singapore. I don't know. The reason was very simple. They wanted to switch their database a lot. The company was kind of a startup, and they didn't had that much money to basically invest. Um, how do I say invest on the database side? So they wanted to be very feasible. Like if they want to switch to the other, they can do that very easily. Something like that. That's what their thing was back then. Oh yes. Okay. So now this is what I'm just trying to like create a bare minimum folder structure, like the models. So first thing first, we have a document to upload. So the document can have an ID. A document can have a file name, a content type. Basically, if it's a PDF, it's a JSON, and all of that. So for us, it's mostly going to be a PDF, but it depends. Then there is
What is
something
module
called
first?
as module.
Like no, no. There are three approaches. Na code first, database first, and model first. Like what is this model first approach?
I have never heard that model first. Oh, okay. The model first could be basically where you skip. I'm just guessing because this is the first time I've heard. I have heard only two things: code first and database first. But in the code first, there is a way that you can add data annotation in the model itself. Like for example, there is something called as attributes. You can put like required. If it is an email, you can put an email attribute over here for the validations and all of that. Maybe I hope that is what you mean.
Okay.
I'm just guessing. Huh? I might be wrong,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I have only heard code first and database first. Models first is something related to code first only. What I feel
Okay. Mm-hmm.
as per the name. Okay, so we have content type, and then I have missed one thing, which is content itself gets set, and yeah, the size of the file. If you want to keep it, yes. Then yes, I'm just okay. I think this is more than enough, I guess. What do you guys think? Do you guys think anything else we can add here?
For now, it's
Do you think
pretty
anything
enough.
pretty enough, right? Yeah, uploaded as. Maybe we can put one thing which I missed. That is public string. Let me put it as a string at the moment, and processing status. Okay, and we can put it as pending. We can say pending. We can say uploaded. We can say success. We can say failed. Okay, and that's pretty much it, I guess. Processing. That's all. Now, this is what our document will look like. But document is not enough. There is something called as document chunks. Now, for example, imagine your PDF size is 10 MB. That's what I'm going to keep a validation as. Like, I don't want somebody to upload 100 MB. There is high chance that my system can fail or something can happen. But yeah, that is part of improvement and scaling your application. So we are not focusing there at the moment. Our focus is just to upload a file and do some query and do some chatting with the PDF file. So here, what I wanted to talk, yeah, the chunks. So you have a 10 MB file, and you should not go directly and store everything in a single column. So what we will do, we will try to chunk this. We will try to chunk these documents, and chunking can happen based on how much chunk size you want. For example, your text is total 10,000. Your text has total 10,000 words or 10,000 letters, whatever it is, letters. So what you can do, right? You can basically chunk them into 1,000. So chunking can be done here, 1,000 chunks,
Even
and
more
you can
small could be better.
yeah, more small could be about 1,000. I think is a good number, 1,000. Why I'll
Even
tell you
like
this number? Huh? Sorry,
even
go ahead.
like 500, even like 500 chunks with overlapping of 200 words, I guess.
Exactly, man. Who is this guy? I want to know your name because I cannot see the screen.
Rahul this.
Rahul. Hey, man, Rahul. Thanks, man. Yeah. I think you said a very good term which I was about to forget. Um,
Hello.
yeah, I think
Hmm.
chunks. Chunks we can put of 1,000 or yeah, you can say 500. But yeah, we can put overlapping of 200.
But ultimately, this will play the part in the like performance part. If we have all the small part of in chunk, so ultimately, like LLM are that we are getting the information from your vector DB is
Hmm.
quite more fast.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's where you have my point. So, for example, now that's what we need. So, we need a document chunk class. And what it will have, right? It will have an ID. It will have a document ID, which will repeat it, which is going to be your foreign key here. So, and then you will have a content again, like for each chunk, you will have a content. Then the important comes here, the float. Remember, I was showing some array of floats. This is going to be your
Yes.
embedding. This is going to be an embedding. And then you can store some metadata like chunk index, maybe. Yeah, like for example, you put it into 10 parts. So what part it is this? Like you can put it as this is the second chunk, this is the third chunk, something like that. Okay. Then let's have some more data. Like we can put a start point. So, okay, we can put a start point. Like it started from 0 to how many letter and whatnot. Like for example, it went up to 5,000, and the endpoint you can store like what is the endpoint for the chunk. Like for the first chunk, it started from 0 to 500, and second one started from 5,000 to 10,000. This is just the words are like what it can build. Something like that. I'm just thinking maybe you can ignore this. This could be an optional, but yeah, it just can act as a good metadata for our chunks. What else we can put? We can put token count. Token count. See, token count. We can put some random number. Random number. For example, we can divide each text. So text we can divide into 4. Like for example, the letter is 16 or the letter is 10. We can divide by 4 and we can count as a one token. But yeah, we can add some. There is some package tokenizer. I think tick token. Tick token. We can check okay how many token it is and we can store it. But it depends. Like again, I will keep this as optional. Like I'll just keep this as optional. Like if you want just a straightforward, you can just do divide by 4 and you can take it as one token. Like can is a one token as per Gemini. As per what we say, as per OpenAI, CA can be one token and N can be one token. Again, this is just example, guys. Please don't blame me. Hey, you are saying incorrect. I'm just giving example. Depends on each model. Depends how they create a token. Maybe can we act as a one token for Grok APIs? Okay, so depend on what model, how can they like create token? It's all different. So I think there is something called as tokenizer. Tokenizers. There is some website, man. Come on. Tick token. Tick token. Vercel app. Yeah. So here basically you can check. Yes. So here we have some models. I think they just have one model. Is it? Yeah. Can you see now? This is how they create some tokens. So this is our system and all of those. You can put your message. You can put your content here. So you are a helpful assistant is also a token. Hello. Hello just took one token. Space took one token here. I just saw. You see, one space is one token. Shashi is one
So that
token.
text is getting converted into this vector, right?
Yeah,
20226.
exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
These all are the
Hmm.
not they're not the vector. They are basically the tokens. Vectors, I told you, right? They are on the plot. They
Hmm. Hmm.
basically
Hmm.
they have the numbers
Text
like
is
-1 to
converted
+1.
into the numbers.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Hmm.
it's just like
Hmm.
your AI can understand this. I'll basically show you how your vector will basically look like. Once we are on the second session, I guess, we will be storing the vectors. So we can see, okay, how the
Okay.
vector basically looks like. But yeah, this was
Mm.
the bare minimum model which we need to create now, which has all of this. So let's go and create this, and maybe then we can end this session for today, because I have something to complete. So that's fine. I'm so sorry, guys. But yeah, let's keep it for next session so that I will be more prepared now. Today I was zero. I had zero preparation. I just woke up and I started with you guys. So whatever
No,
you see,
but
it
it's
was all raw. It was all raw. Zero preparation, nothing. Okay. So this is
no, but
going to be
it's
a GUID.
after all very good.
Sorry.
But after all, it's very good for start.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks, man. I hope we continue this the same. I'm already very excited. I love to teach, man. Whatever I know, I make sure that everybody knows. Document ID, this is going to be your foreign key. And then you can again have your string content. So you will store your content here. Get set, you can put string empty. Then you have the important float. Float will be array of float, embedding, get set, array of float with an empty. Now I think there is a new way you can do directly as an empty collection. Yeah, see, this is also helps a lot. I'm using basically the C Sharp. C Sharp, there is a C Sharp package you guys can install if you're using Visual Studio Code. Okay, then I can store chunk ID. So we can say public int, yeah, chunk index, yeah. And let's try to put some metadata. Metadata, if we require. Let me get rid of this. This is not what I need. We can put public int start position. Yes, we can put end position. And I want to keep all of this optional. If we get time, we can dig deep dive into this. But yeah, and we can also put public int token count. So if we get time, we will make use of tick token basically to create token so that you all also know that hey, how much token I have utilized, because we will be using Gemini and Gemini gives some limited tokens. I'm not sure about the number, but I think it is close to 1 million or 3 million or 5 million. Okay. So we have this tick token thing, and now we need a relationship between a document chunk and documents. So if you remember right, one doc can have many chunks. Yes or no? Yes or no? Which means we need to
Yes.
establish
Yes.
one to many relationship. Correct? So to do that, we need to add your navigation property here. So we'll put here public document. Okay, one document can have many chunks. So the many chunks will be over here. Correct? So we can put here public. Okay, list of what? Document chunks?
Chunks.
Document
Chunks.
chunks.
Yeah, document. I hope the spelling was correct. Yeah, document chunk. And that's all. And in this way, you will have a relationship established between these two documents. Come on, document chunks. Oh, I don't need null. You can directly put it as an empty list. See, this is the old way, what AI was suggesting, and this is the new way, what the C Sharp collection has now. So if I do this right, can you see? This is also correct. But now if I hover on this, collection in initialization can be simplified. And this is how we can simplify with an array. Okay, so this is the latest way, but I don't know why my Copilot is not aware of that. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I can add some rules in the .git. So this is what it is for today. So today what we have did, let's do a very quick recap. We have first understand about the large language model. We have understand about what is GPT, what are these transformers. We have also seen a very good example of RAG. When does a RAG comes into a picture? Where is it? Oh no, it's here. Okay. We talk about this RAG, what is this RAG stands for. We talk about some bare minimum thing about uploading of a PDF, how it will be converted to vector. We talked about text embedding. We talked about, yeah, this was the example. And then we talked about what we will be using in our application, like Angular, .NET, and the SQLite as a database. And that's pretty much it from my end. So now the mic is to you guys now. If you guys have any questions, anything for me, do let me know. Anyone has any question?
Guys, feel free to ask. You can just unmute yourself and go ahead.
भाई any language is fine. Hindi, English, I'm comfortable with. मतलब हाँ उसके अलावा कुछ आता नहीं मुझे, बट ठीक है, मतलब ये पूछ सकते हो.
Yeah, you can directly
We-
unmute yourself. Prajwal Tyagi. So unmute themselves. Have given.
like basically इसमें हम like what framework basically kind of use like line chain line graph kind.
Sorry, आपका आवाज कट रहा है. Can anybody like क्या आप रिपीट करोगे वापस?
Like basically I want to ask what you are going to use like line chain line graph or anything else.
I'm going to use Gemini. मैं लैंग्राफ तक तो नहीं जाऊंगा, मतलब वो थोड़ा सा जेमिनाई क्या करता है ना, जेमिनाई आपको थोड़ा सा ईज करके दिया है उसने. मैं ना एक काम करता हूँ, मैं आप लोग को ना एप्लीकेशन रन करके दिखाता हूँ. मेरे पास ऑलरेडी सेटअप है क्योंकि मैंने ऑलरेडी टॉक किया हुआ था सिंगापुर में. सो मेरे पास एक रनिंग एप्लीकेशन है. मैं आप लोग को ना छोटा सा डेमो दे देता हूँ कि हम लोग क्या बनाने वाले हैं. मतलब मोर और लेस सेम ही होगा. ठीक है, बस मुझे 2 मिनट देना, मैं फटाफट एप्लीकेशन को रन कर देता हूँ. सो दैट यू गाइस कैन आल्सो सी कि भाई ये बना क्या रहा है, इतने टाइम से बकबक कर रहा है, ये बनाने क्या वाला है. ठीक है, चलो बस 2 मिनट देना मेरे को, मैं अपना फ्रंट एंड रन कर दूं फटाक से. ng dev run this एंड मेरा ये चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा है, क्या हो गया
Please
इसको.
share your screen.
हाँ एक मिनट, मैं इसको बैकग्राउंड में रन करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. चल रहा है भाई प्लीज. ठीक है, कोई नहीं चलना चाहता वो. मैं इसको विथ CLI रन कर सकता हूँ. .NET run .NET run launch HTTPS profile. The project, ensure you're in the right. Okay, let me open up this. Yup. मैं यहाँ पे आप लोग को दिखाऊंगा कुछ जादू. कैसे है इसका डिबगिंग. ठीक है, रन हो जा.
Shashi,
हाँ बोलो ना भाई.
I don't think you have shared the screen.
Okay, let me share it again. Share screen 2. Let me know if you can see. दिख रहा है?
हाँ
Yes,
मेरे को.
yes, yes, visible.
एक मिनट, कुछ तो हुआ है.
आप
ओके,
EVSE कोड ही प्रेफर करते हो?
सॉरी क्या ई.
ये विजुअल
Sorry?
स्टूडियो कोड यूज करते हो?
हाँ
Visual
मैं विजुअल
community
स्टूडियो
वाला यूज
कोड,
नहीं करते?
नहीं मैं विजुअल स्टूडियो कोड मतलब मैक में ना एक्चुअली विजुअल स्टूडियो बंद हो गया है. सो अब विजुअल स्टूडियो चेक करोगे ना मैक में, तो मैक का सपोर्ट उसका है नहीं कुछ. विजुअल स्टूडियो फॉर मैक 2022 में उन्होंने कुछ लॉन्च किया था, बट वो बहुत बकवास था, बिल्कुल भी अच्छा नहीं था. सो बिकॉज ऑफ मैक अब मेरे पास 2 ही ऑप्शन बचता है, या तो मैं राइडर यूज करूँ. राइडर पता होगा ये, बट राइडर का प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि ये बहुत जगह लेता है, ये 6 GB जगह ले लेता है ये. तो मैंने राइडर भी क्विट किया, मतलब मेरे पास है इसका सब्सक्रिप्शन, बट
Yes,
अब
yes,
तो वैसे
yes.
भी ओपन सोर्स हो गया ये. सो मुझे लगा सबसे बेस्ट गिरेगा मुझे विजुअल स्टूडियो कोड. अभी तक मुझे कुछ प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं आई है. सो आई एम हैप्पी, चल रहा है काम.
But
ठीक है,
2026 launched हुआ है अभी तो बेस्ट
अच्छा
है.
जो like what we are doing here for like okay if you talk about the are we going to use any DLL maybe like semantic kernel or or just going to call the API from Gemini and showcase kind of things.
या मोस्टली चीजें API कॉलिंग से ही होगी. आई एम नॉट गोना गो
Okay.
विद दैट हैवी लिफ्टिंग पार्ट. सही में इसको एकदम स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड सिंपल सा रखेंगे. एंड हम लोग
Okay.
ट्राई करेंगे कि अब अगर अपने को अपना टोकन बचाना रहेगा ना, अगर अपना रिक्वेस्ट बचाना रहेगा, हम इसको कैश भी कर सकते हैं. रेडिस कैश डाल दो या फिर तुम अपना इन मेमोरी कैश यूज कर लो, चीजें थोड़ी
That's
बचाने के लिए.
that's
हाँ तो हम लोग
agree.
अपना टोकन भी बचाओ पैसा, बिकॉज अभी तक मैं पिछले 1.5 साल से यूज कर रहा हूँ, एंड ट्रस्ट मी मैंने 0 रुपया पे किया अभी तक. 1 रुपया भी मैं पे नहीं करता हूँ. सही
ओके
बता रहा हूँ, मतलब काम
ये
हो जाता है फ्री वाले.
नहीं ये बढ़िया रहेगा, ये क्या हमें भी बता दीजिएगा तो उससे ना अपना पर्सनल वर्क करने के लिए सही रहेगा.
हाँ हाँ
Say
चलेगा
if you
मतलब
want to learn and something, na, then we can do
देखो
it.
मैं आप लोग का ना मेरा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर
Hmm.
बताता हूँ। मेरे टोटल 12 वेबसाइट्स लाइव है आज के डेट में,
Hmm.
एंड मैंने खुद का
Hmm.
मेरा एक ही इन्वेस्टमेंट है, मेरा वीपीएस।
Hmm.
मैंने एक वीपीएस लिया हुआ है, एंड फॉर दैट इट कॉस्ट मी पर मंथ $8 कुछ कॉस्ट करता है मुझे वो। शायद उससे भी कम करता है, $6। मैंने ब्लैक फ्राइडे में लिया था, 2 साल हो गया मुझे। मैंने कुछ 4 साल के लिए लिया है उसको, 5 साल के लिए सॉरी। तो मुझे सिर्फ $6-7 गिरता है वो, मतलब मैंने ऑलरेडी पे कर दिया है, मैं आपको पर मंथ बता रहा हूँ। मेरे
Hmm.
सारे एप्लीकेशन उस पर होस्टेड है, सब डॉकराइज्ड है, सब कुछ अपने अपने इसमें चल रहा है। अभी तक कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं आया मेरे को, एंड मैंने लोड टेस्टिंग भी की है मेरे, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल मैं अगर मैं एनजी टेस्ट का बता दूं आपको, ये एनजी
Hmm.
गाइड का, तो एनजी गाइड तो
Hmm.
सिर्फ एक क्वेरी बेस्ड है, ये तो ये तो इतना कुछ है नहीं। तो
Hmm.
ये तो सारा स्टैटिक डॉक्यूमेंट है, तो इस पे 50,000 60,000 यूजर भी अगर एक साथ इसको यूज करेंगे तो भी इसको कुछ नहीं होगा। फिर मेरा ये
ना,
लेट्स
मैं
प्रोग्राम,
static is fine.
हाँ
Static में
एग्जैक्टली
कोई
फिर मेरा लेट्स प्रोग्राम करके ये है जहाँ पे मेरे सच में एपीआई कॉल्स होते हैं। इस पे भी अगर 50,000 तक यूजर तक इसने काफी अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स दिया है, मतलब
दिक्कत।
अभी भी मेरा इसका रिस्पॉन्स लेस देन 200 एमएस के अंडर में रहता है।
तो ये
जो भी हम
आपने क्या
क्वेरी
बताया,
कर ले,
वीपीएस मींस क्या हुआ, ये मतलब हुआ क्या?
वर्चुअल प्राइवेट
virtual
सर्वर होता है
private
आपका खुद का।
service.
आप हाँ, आप होस्टिंगर से ले लो या कहीं से भी ले लो, वहां से आप
अच्छा,
खरीद
कहीं
के
और से।
खुद,
हम्म।
हाँ खुद का आप कर सकते हो। मतलब वो लोकल वाले आते हैं, बट उनका प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना कि
हम्म।
उनका अप टाइम ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं है। कभी भी अगर बंद हुआ तो मेरा वेबसाइट क्रैश हो जाएगा, बंद हो जाएगा। अगर 5 मिनट भी बंद हुआ तो
Hmm.
मेरे लिए लॉस है वो।
हम्म।
एनीवे
हम्म।
मैं मेरे कोई भी वेबसाइट से पैसे नहीं कमा रहा हूँ। मैं चाहता तो इस पे एड्स डाल सकता था, मैंने लेआउट एड्स
नहीं,
वाले ही
दैट्स फाइन।
बनाए हैं।
ग्रेट
हाँ
वर्क,
बट
शशि।
मुझे
लाइक
वो
we are
भाई क्या ही,
discussing on weekend, that is also great, na, like
हाँ
yeah, I think we have 41 people here, right?
यप
And
यप
everyone is learning, like 1.5 hours, so I think it's
हम्म
best, it's best, yeah. Okay.
यप ओके। सो अभी मैंने एक फटाक से एक चीज करता हूँ, मैं पहले जो सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स उसको डिलीट कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैंने कुछ ऑलरेडी किया हुआ है। सो लेट मी डिलीट दोस, यस।
But
नाउ
we
लेट
were
मी गो
expecting
बैक।
more of people, guys.
आई
Like we have
थिंक
2,000 people in group, but
सी ये ऐसा होता है, दिस इज नॉट न्यू फॉर मी टू बी ऑनेस्ट।
That's
आउट
correct.
ऑफ
Like, okay, so
मेरे
sometimes what
पास भी,
happen, like people don't have time, right? They are busy in
कैन
some
यू
their work, yeah.
सी दिस नंबर,
Hmm.
20,000
Hmm.
सब्सक्राइबर है, बट इसमें से मुझे पता है
Hmm.
खाली 1,000 ही जेन्युइन है, मुझे पता है। एज
Right,
सिंपल एज
right.
दैट। सो ये आप किसी भी कंटेंट क्रिएटर को पूछ लो। अब कहीं
Hmm.
ना कहीं इसमें मेरी भी गलती है, मैं बहुत मतलब मेरी गलती नहीं
Hmm.
बोलूंगा मैं, चीजें भी
Hmm.
हैं भाई, लाइफ भी है इसके आगे,
Hmm.
तो वो भी इस पे भी ध्यान देना
Hmm.
है। हाँ सो ऐसा
Right.
कुछ चीजें चली है मेरे साथ। सो अगर आप यहाँ नोटिस करोगे ना, तो ऐसा कुछ मैं बनाने की कोशिश करने वाला। ये मैंने डेमो दिया था लास्ट ईयर सिंगापुर में। ऐसा कुछ नॉट लास्ट ईयर मैन, 2025 फेब में दिया था। तो फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने यहाँ पे एक कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट है एलटीआई का, मैं यहाँ पे अपलोड कर देता हूँ। तो यहाँ पे दिख रहा है आपको, यहाँ पे मैंने ये यूज किया है, सिग्नल आर यूज हुआ है यहाँ पे, तो वो प्रॉपर चंक कर रहा है बिकॉज अब ये बैकग्राउंड में चल रहा है। अब हम ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कि यहाँ पे अपलोड कर रहा हूँ और यूजर इतने टाइम वेट कर रहा है। ही कैन इंटरेक्ट विद माई वेबसाइट, और यहाँ पे पेंडिंग स्टेट है जो भी है, आपका कंप्लीट हुआ, ये वापस से रिफेच हुआ, अब आपका ये रेडी है। नाउ यू आर रेडी टू आस्क एनी क्वेश्चंस अबाउट दिस कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट। तो यहाँ पे आप पूछ सकते हो, व्हाट इज द कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट ऑफ एलटीआई, कैन यू लिस्ट देम डाउन, हम ऐसे करके कुछ पूछ सकते हैं इससे। तो असिस्टेंट अब क्या करेगा, देखो अब वो उसने आपको प्रॉपर आंसर दिया, द प्रोवाइडेड डॉक्यूमेंट डजंट लिस्ट। हाँ अब उसको कुछ मेरे ऐसे वर्ड दिए जो उसको नहीं मिल पाए, ठीक है। इंस्टेड ऑफ डिस्क्राइबिंग स्कोप ये वो, आप कुछ भी से पूछो उसके बारे में जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट के अंदर है। व्हाट इज दिस डॉक्यूमेंट अबाउट, मतलब आई एम ऑल्सो ट्राइंग टू जस्ट डू आप लोग के सामने क्या है ये, कैसा है ये। द डॉक्यूमेंट इज द एम्प्लॉय कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट फॉर एलटीआई मैंडेट आउटलाइन द कंपनी पॉलिसीज, ये वो। सो कैन यू आउटलाइन बोल सकते हो, कैन यू, मतलब कुछ भी पूछो इससे। अब यहाँ पे ना एक ऑप्शन दिया मैंने विद सोर्सेस, ये शायद हम लोग नहीं करें बिकॉज ये थोड़ा और हैवी लिफ्टिंग हो जाएगा, बट देखते हैं। मतलब वो सोर्स भी बताएगा कि कहाँ से लेके आ रहा है और कितना परसेंट मैच हुआ है। सो देर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज कोसाइन सिमिलैरिटी, सर्च करना, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। कोसाइन
SRDB.
सिमिलैरिटी, सिमिलैरिटी फॉर्मूला है इसका कुछ तो। सो ये कोसाइन सिमिलैरिटी क्या करता है ना, बेसिकली ये दो वेक्टर्स को कंपेयर करता है। एंड फॉर
Nearest
एग्जाम्पल,
similar.
हाँ तो वो चेक करता है कि दोनों को कंपेयर करने के बाद क्या मैच मिला, जो मेरा क्वेश्चन था उससे ये कितना मैच कर रहा है, ये आंसर, ये एम्बेडिंग उससे कितना मैच कर रहा है। एंड ये बेस्ड ऑन दैट, देखो मेरे चंक से उसने उठाया ये, कि ये 43% मैच है, ये 47% है, 46% है, 43 है। तो मैंने टॉप 5 बोला था उसको, तो मुझे टॉप 5 ला के दे रहा है वो। ये बट ठीक है, डिपेंड्स, अगर टाइम मिला तो हम ये भी करेंगे विद सोर्सेस वाला। बट अपना मेन फोकस क्या है, हम डॉक्यूमेंट अपलोड कर पा रहे हैं, उसको चंक कर पा रहा है, उसको एम्बेडिंग में कन्वर्ट कर पा रहा है, स्टोर कर पा रहा है, एंड देन वी आर एबल टू क्वेरी इन द यूआई। That is going to be our job when we say that we have built a RAG application using .NET and Angular. ठीक है, एंगुलर तो वैसे कुछ भी नहीं है, जस्ट एक सिंपल सा पेज है और 1 2 3 4 5 कंपोनेंट्स है, दैट्स ऑल। ठीक है, सो दिस इज व्हाट थिंग्स वी आर गोइंग टू बिल्ड हाई लेवल। ठीक है,
मेरा एक
एनी,
क्वेश्चन है।
हाँ हाँ
हाँ, हमारी एक एग्जिस्टिंग एप्लीकेशन है, वो बिल्ड है .NET MVC एंड SQL सर्वर, तो उसमें हम ये रैग एंड एज्यूर का यूज कर सकते हैं, लाइक
हाँ हाँ,
सर्चिंग
बिल्कुल
डेटा।
बिल्कुल 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 बिल्कुल, लेकिन ये डिपेंड करता है कंपनी के ऊपर। सम कंपनी दे आर वेरी मच हेजिटेट टू यूज एआई इन देयर। देखो कैसा ना, एआई आपका डेटा तो लेगा, फॉर श्योर लेगा। अब वो डिपेंड करता है कि आप लोग ने, कंपनी लोगों ने क्या बात किया है, क्या डील हुआ है। भले वो बोलते हैं नहीं वी विल नॉट डू, मुझे तो लगता है लेते हैं। तभी वो ट्रेन कर पा रहे हैं अपने मॉडल्स को। विदाउट डेटा वो ट्रेन नहीं कर सकते। अगर आप लोग को मैं ये एग्जांपल दिखाऊं ना, तो ये मैं अज्योर का ओपन एआई यूज कर रहा हूँ।
राइट।
ये अज्योर का ओपन एआई जो मैंने कॉन्फ़िगर किया है, मैं अब अज्योर तक नहीं जा रहा हूँ बिकॉज वो एक अलग ही टॉपिक हो जाएगा 2 3 घंटे का।
नहीं,
सही
डेटा
बताओ
लेते
तो।
हैं, डेटा तो लेते हैं। वन ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, अभी एक प्रोजेक्ट में मैं हूँ, तो उस पर बैन किया हुआ है कि अब क्या GPT या AI कुछ भी यूज नहीं कर सकते। तो
हम्म
लोगों की टीम ने एक डेव निंजा करके बनाया हुआ है, तो विथ अप्रूवल्स, कि अप्रूवल्स के
हम्म
साथ में, जिसपे ये चैट GPT ओपन API का यूज किया हुआ है, ओपन AI का। तो
हम्म
उसमें वो सारे सिक्योरिटी चेक्स जितने भी हैं कि सिक्योर होना चाहिए, और जो
एग्जैक्टली।
भी लॉगिन्स वगैरह है वो सारे सिक्योर होने चाहिए, विथआउट कि वो डेटा पब्लिक भी ना हो पाए। तो
हम्म
सब सारे सिक्योरिटी चेक के बाद वो अप्रूवल मिले हैं, बट वो
अच्छा
डेटा तो
या
लेगा, विदाउट तो डेटा वो
एक
ट्रेन
मेरा
कैसे
क्वेश्चन
वो।
है यहाँ पे, एग्री एग्री। एक
हम्म
मेरा क्वेश्चन है, अगर हम अपने मॉडल को डिप्लॉय करें तो भी लेगा?
नहीं, फिर
मॉडल
नहीं
आप
लगा।
कैसे डिप्लॉय कर सकते हो?
मैं
फॉर
यही बोल रहा
एग्जांपल,
हूँ एक्चुअली।
देर इज,
एक्चुअली why I ask this question, because like it's in my company as well, like there are a lot of discussion over this. So yes, if you are going to use normal Azure OpenAI, definitely that will be public, right? And if you are going to publish your data into the Azure OpenAI or somewhere else, then definitely like you will be showing, or whatever, like you are sharing your data with the Azure OpenAI, right? लेकिन
सो
अगर अगर आप अपने मॉडल को डिप्लॉय करते हो, यू कैन डिप्लॉय योर ओन मॉडल एंड ट्रेन योर ओन मॉडल एंड देन डिप्लॉय इट, एंड and then you query on your model, then I think it should be secure basically.
exactly, so maybe let me
Yeah.
come to that point. What exactly he means when we say local, which means मेरा यहीं पे एग्जांपल दिखा देता हूँ। यहाँ आपको दिखता रहेगा, छोटा सा आइकन दिख रहा है, ये ओलामा। सो बेसिकली
हम्म
ओलामा क्या है ना, हमें ओलामा का यूज करके मैं अपना कोई भी मॉडल यूज कर सकता हूँ लोकली। बेसिकली मैं डायरेक्टली, यहाँ दिख रहेगा आपको अलग अलग मॉडल्स है, डीप कोडर, जीपीटी ओएसएस जो अभी इन्होंने रिलीज किया था। सो ये ऑलरेडी आपके पास ये कुछ जीबीस के डेटा होते हैं, लाइक 108 GB, 20 GB, 30 GB। ये आप ना लोकली अपने मैकबुक में मैंने इसको लोड किया और मैं इससे कुछ भी पूछ सकता हूँ। एंड जो भी मेरा डेटा रहेगा वो
बट
मेरे
लाइक
लोकल में ही रहेगा, बाहर नहीं जाएगा। अब
बट
इसी
उसके
को
लिए
कंपनीज
पीसी
क्या,
बहुत स्ट्रांग होनी चाहिए।
एग्जैक्टली दैट्स माय पॉइंट। सो कंपनी
पीसी
कैन बेयर
पीसी
दैट।
आपकी स्ट्रांग होगी, पीसी
एग्जैक्टली,
स्ट्रांग होनी
कंपनी
चाहिए।
कैन बेयर दैट। हाँ, मैं
राइट।
वहीं आ रहा था, वहीं आ रहा था। तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं ना, कंपनीज क्या करती हैं, ऐसे ऐसे मॉडल अपने लोकली इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे डिप्लॉय कर देती है, सो दैट पीपल कैन यूज। बट उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, उसके पास लेटेस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं होता। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप मुझे बोलो कोडिंग के लिए क्या मैं ये यूज करूंगा, हेल नो, मुझे पता है कभी कभार रॉन्ग आंसर देता है। मैं क्लाउड से बेटर
उसमें
किसी से
जैसे
नहीं बोलता।
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू गाइस, बट एक केस है जैसे हमने लोकली ओलामा पे डिप्लॉय किया और उसके जो उसके भी हम मॉडल इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। फिर ये जैसे काइंड ऑफ या हम एजेंट बना रहे हैं या फिर कुछ भी, तो उसमें फिर टूल कॉलिंग में और चीजें देके उसके थ्रू हम उसको वेब सर्च वाला टूल इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, बट वही है कि फिर आप अपने लोकल मशीन पे कोशिश करोगे तो आपका हैंग हो जाएगा। आपको बहुत
हाँ,
ही बड़ा
वही चाहिए।
रैम, आपको जीपीयू लगेगा, बहुत कुछ लगेगा, जो कि कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा
हम्म,
इम्पॉसिबल हो जाता है। आपको लोग को क्या
हम्म।
लगता है, मैंने ट्राई नहीं किया था। मैंने लोकल मॉडल अपने वीपीएस पे डिप्लॉय करने की कोशिश की। जैसे ही किया, 2 क्वेरी मारा, उसके बाद मेरा वीपीएस बंद हो गया। एंड मेरे को वापस टिकट रेस करना पड़ा सो दैट आई कैन अनेबल माई वीपीएस अगेन। मुझे रिबूट करना पड़ा सब, बिकॉज क्योंकि मेरा वीपीएस
मेरा तो
एकदम बहुत महंगा वाला नहीं है, बहुत सस्ता वाला है, झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा।
मेरा
इट्स
तो
लाइक
बेसिक सिस्टम सीपीयू था, वो पूरा 100% पे रीच कर गया परफॉर्मेंस उसका
हाँ,
फिर।
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली। सो प्लीज इसलिए बोलूंगा कि मतलब ठीक है, मतलब ऑन थियरी एवरीथिंग इज पॉसिबल, बट ऑन पेपर आपको इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लगेगा टू रन एआई। ठीक है, आई थिंक।
के ये जो आरएजी है वो एग्जिस्टिंग जैसे कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट है, ठीक है, एबीसी, तो उसको उसमें ये कहाँ पे कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं? जैसे वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल यू जस्ट गिवन इट कि वी जस्ट अपलोड द फाइल एंड वी गिवन द क्वेरी और वो आंसर निकल के आया, राइट? देन ये तो एक अपलोड फाइल्स का हो गया, जस्ट गिवन द एग्जांपल। ये हम क्या बोलते हैं, क्लाउड, एज्योर क्लाउड में भी करते थे ब्लॉब स्टोरेज से। मतलब ये तो आंसरिंग के लिए हो गए, बट अदर वे में कैसे कर सकते हैं आरएजी का यूज?
भाई इट लिटरली डिपेंड्स ऑन द यूज केसेस। मेरे पास कुछ लिमिटेड ही है, लाइक अगर आप ये देखोगे ना तो ये भी एक मेरा रैग है, चैट विद शशि's असिस्टेंट। मैं इससे पूछ सकता हूँ हु इज दिस गाय, लाइक ये मेरा वेबसाइट है, पर्सनल पोर्टफोलियो बोल सकते हो। हु इज दिस गाय? सो बेसिकली अब इसने क्या किया हुआ है, इसने मेरा सारा वेबसाइट को स्क्रैप किया हुआ है। इसके पास मेरे सारे वेबसाइट का नॉलेज है, इसके पास मेरे यूट्यूब का एक्सेस है, इसके पास मेरे ब्लॉग का एक्सेस है, इसके पास मेरे जितने भी प्रोजेक्ट है उसका एक्सेस है, एंड ये वेबसाइट खुद का भी एक्सेस है। मेरे यहाँ पे अबाउट है, कौन है ये बंदा, क्या कर रहा है, ये कैसा कर रहा है। तो ये आप इससे, ये भी एक
लाइक
काइंड ऑफ अ रैग एप्लीकेशन है,
लाइक
आप इससे मेरे
बेसिकली
बारे में पूछ
मैं
सकते हो।
मैं जहाँ तक समझ पा रहा हूँ और जो मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि लाइक बेसिकली लाइक आप ये समझो एज अ रैपर काइंड ऑफ थिंग। उसके बिहाइंड द सीन आप जैसा एलएलएम का मॉडल, अगर आपको लाइक आप यहाँ पे टेक्स्ट टू टेक्स्ट वाला वो कर रहे हैं, चंक वाला, तो एम्बेडिंग मॉडल लेते हैं, जो कि कंप्यूटर में इनके इनके एग्जांपल में इन्होंने ले रखा था।
हा पीडीएफ आहे त्याला ते लिंक
हाँ, मतलब ये मेरे कुछ वेबसाइट्स हैं जो मैंने ऐसे डाले हुए हैं, मतलब सारे लाइव हैं। लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप लोग स्क्रम पोकर यूज करते हो तो उसके लिए मैंने ये कुछ बनाया हुआ था, स्क्रम पोकर करके, poker.instagram.in। मतलब मेरे कुछ
They are
बहुत
upload
सारी
on
चीजें हैं।
GitHub.
मैंने लाइक
ये
एक ये
तो
रैक बनाया हुआ था, ये पीडीएफ वाला।
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
तो उसमें
क्या
मैंने उसको टेस्टिंग के लिए मैंने वो इनकम टैक्स वेबसाइट की जो पीडीएफ है उसके जो पॉलिसीज
हाँ
और
हाँ हाँ,
गाइडलाइंस है वो अपलोड मारी
मैं भी
थी,
यूज
करीबन
करता हूँ,
400
मैं भी
पेजेस के
बहुत यूज
थे।
करता हूँ, मैं भी बहुत यूज करता हूँ
तो
ये सब
उसको
चीजें।
मैंने किया हुआ था, थोड़ा सा टाइम लिया बिहाइंड द सीन, बट अभी उसके लिए मैंने बेसिकली मेरा सारा उस पे था, नोड जेएस पे था।
हम्म।
और मैंने नोमिक वाला जो एम्बेडिंग मॉडल था, वो 768 डायमेंशन, वो इस्तेमाल किया था। फाइन कौन उसके लिए मैंने वेक्टर डीबी रखा था।
अच्छा,
ठीक
रैक
है,
का
वो चलता है।
रैक का यूज जो है नॉट ओनली लिमिटेड टू द असिस्टेंट, चैट असिस्टेंट, लाइक यू कैन एक्सप्लोर बिट। ये क्या होता है कि अगर आप कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन, कोई भी चीज अपने प्रोडक्ट से रिलेटेड नॉलेज इफ यू वांट टू शेयर, and if you want query on your product, or or if you want build any use cases related to your product, you can use that one as well. तो
एग्जैक्टली।
चैट तो है ही, बट आप इसको और भी एक्सपैंड कर सकते हो, उसको और भी यूज केसेस इंप्लीमेंट कर
और
सकते हो
बेसिक
actually।
इसको भी
ये
एक
गिट
तरह
पर
से हम
पड़ा
टूल
है।
कॉल में इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं अपने मेन लाइक कोई आप और एजेंट बना रहे हो उसमें एक लाइक और एक टूल की तरह कॉल कर सकते हैं, जैसे वन अनदर स्कूल
हेलो शशि
टूल
भाई।
होते हैं, उसी तरह में एक
हाँ
और
बोलो ना,
टूल
बोलो
है
ना।
लाइक एजेंट कर
हाँ
सकते हैं।
सो इन सिंपल वर्ड्स लाइक हमको अगर रैक को समझना है तो ये एक चैट जीपीटी जैसा ही एक कुछ मॉडल है जो हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपलोड कर रहे हैं, वो पर्टिकुलर मॉडल को रीड करके उसका एक न्यूमेरिकल फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट करके एंड देन वी कैन आस्क क्वेश्चन टू दैट पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम। इज इट इन
हाँ,
सिंपल सिंपल वन लाइनर?
सिंपल वर्ड वही हो गया कि आप अपने खुद का चैट जीपीटी बना रहे हो, लेकिन अपने नॉलेज का, अपने नॉलेज बेस का। डिपेंड करता है कि आपने अपने एआई को क्या कॉन्टेक्स्ट दिया है। देखो,
हम्म
विदाउट प्रॉम्प्ट आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते। जब हम लोग बनाएंगे ना अभी आज, तो हम लोग वो
हम्म।
देखेंगे उस चीज को कि
और
कॉन्टेक्स्ट
इंटरनली
का।
हम लोग एपीआई जेमिनी का ही एपीआई कॉल कर रहे हैं ना, लाइक वी आर नॉट
एग्जैक्टली
बिल्डिंग।
exactly.
हाँ ओके
क्योंकि
ओके।
आप एम्बेडिंग मॉडल क्यों बनाओगे? देखो, जो मैं चीजें यूज करने वाला हूँ ना, उसमें सबसे पहला है एम्बेडिंग मॉडल, जो कि ऑलरेडी जीपीटी के पास है। तो मुझे लैंग चेन विंगचेन का यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है। सिंपल मैं जेमिनाई का वो लिंक यूज करूंगा। मैं बोलूंगा भाई एक काम कर, ये टेक्स्ट ले, मुझे एम्बेडिंग्स दे। वो जो भी एम्बेडिंग्स देगा उसको मैं डेटाबेस में डाल दूंगा। दैट्स ऑल। पहला काम मेरा खत्म हो गया। उसके बाद मैं क्या करूंगा, जब मैं क्वेरी करूंगा, मैं पूछूंगा अबाउट दिस पॉलिसी, भाई कैन यू टेल मी अबाउट दिस पॉलिसी। तो जैसे ही वो क्वेरी आएगा, उसको मैं वापस से जेमिनी को बोलूंगा, हे जेमिनी, ये टेक्स्ट को ना मुझे एम्बेडिंग में कन्वर्ट कर दे। वो एम्बेडिंग में कन्वर्ट करेगा। अब जब मेरे पास एम्बेडिंग आ गया ना, तो मैं सिमिलैरिटी फाइंड आउट करूंगा। जो मेरा क्वेश्चन है और जो मेरा स्टोरेज ऑलरेडी स्टोरेज में है, कि दोनों में सिमिलैरिटी क्या है। जो भी सिमिलैरिटीज है उसको फेच कर, उसको फेच करके वापस से यूजर को भेज दे। तो वो क्या करेगा, एम्बेडिंग से उसको वापस से कन्वर्ट करके जो भी मेरे रिस्पॉन्स है, एआई उसको समझेगा, एंड एआई समझने के बाद अपने नॉर्मल ह्यूमन रीडेबल लैंग्वेज में रिस्पॉन्स दे देगा। एंड दैट्स व्हाट थिंग्स इज गोइंग टू हैपन, जो हम लोग करने वाले हैं। सो इसमें दो चीजें आ गई, एक जेमिनाई की एम्बेडिंग मॉडल, एक दूसरा जेमिनाई का चैट वाला मॉडल। तो हम लोग दो मॉडल यूज करने वाले हैं, एक टेक्स्ट टू एम्बेडिंग और दूसरा एम्बेडिंग से टेक्स्ट में डालने के लिए नॉर्मल मॉडल्स यूज करते हैं ना, 2.0 फ्लैश। तो क्योंकि वो बहुत सस्ता है, वो बहुत सस्ता है और अपने को वही चाहिए।
Hey,
ठीक है।
Sushant, one request. Like, when will be the next schedule for this one? Tomorrow or like what? Which time?
See, I am here just to schedule anything. He will just share me the schedule. Then I
It's
am anytime having that. Okay,
it's
because
all
I am
on me.
a
It's all on me.
team subscription is there. Just I need to schedule the calendar. That's it from my side. All the heavy lifting is done by him now. I just
So
need
I
to
will
schedule.
make sure try to invest some more time next week. प्रॉब्लम कैसा है ना गाइस, अभी मैं दुबई में हूँ, दिख गया होगा। अभी मेरे को वापस से ट्रैवल करना है इंडिया फॉर 2 days। मेरा कुछ वीजा रिलेटेड चीजें चल रहा है। सो मैं अभी थोड़ा सा ट्रैवलिंग में थोड़ा बिजी हो गया, इसलिए थोड़ा टाइम कम दे पा रहा हूँ। बट नेक्स्ट वीक आई कैन प्रॉमिस कि मैं वापस से सैटरडे को आऊंगा, एंड वी कैन कंटिन्यू दिस। लाइक अब मॉडल्स बना लिया अपन ने, अब हम लोग बिजनेस लॉजिक लिखना चालू करेंगे। अब बिजनेस लॉजिक में क्या होगा, एंटिटी फ्रेमवर्क से पहले डेटाबेस स्टोर करेंगे, एंड देन वी विल राइट द अपलोड फीचर विथ एक्सट्रैक्टिंग ऑफ द पीडीएफ एंड चंकिंग। ये तीन इंपॉर्टेंट है, एंड सबसे ट्रिकी यही तीन है। ये तीन समझ गया तो सब हो गया, रैक बन गया।
So, are you expecting us to code with you, or like how should we continue this series? Like, should we code with you, or how?
If you guys code with me, it will take time. So better I will code. You guys can shadow me, and after shadowing, you guys have your whole day to create your own. क्योंकि मैं GitHub पे पुश करता जाऊंगा। मेक श्योर करना पूरा कोड मत देखना, खुद से समझने की करना। अगर हेल्प लगे तो जो मैंने कोड पुश करूंगा GitHub पे, वहां से आप लोग रेफरेंस ले लेना। सो इन दिस वे दोनों चीजें हो जाएंगी। पहले आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग मिल जाएगी लेक्चर से, उसके बाद आप खुद से प्रोजेक्ट बनाओगे तो अंडरस्टैंडिंग और स्ट्रांग हो जाएगी, एंड दैट्स हाउ यू लर्न।
Anyway, I'm recording the session so that we can revisit that.
Yep, perfect.
Hmm.
Okay then. Anything
Okay.
else, or we can leave?
So just as last one question, what Angular fundamentals or .NET fundamentals do we need to continue this session? Like concepts of Angular and .NET. Can you just
Uh,
brief it out?
it's going to be a very simple one. You just need to know about C Sharp. You should know
Hmm.
about what are
Hmm.
classes, what are
Hmm.
abstract classes. You
Hmm.
should
Hmm.
know how entity framework works. That's
Hmm.
all.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
I think बाकी you require basic knowledge, वही logic building, मतलब how the chunking happens and all of
Hmm.
those.
Hmm.
तो
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
basic programming language. अगर एक दो साल अगर काम किया इंडस्ट्री में, तो I think that is more
Hmm.
than
Hmm.
enough. And
Okay.
for Angular तो बहुत simple है, because
Hmm.
Angular is there is nothing. You just need to
Hmm.
know about what is standalone. Anyway,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
going to explain in the session. So you just
A
know what
little
is
bit.
Angular framework. That's all.
Yeah, little bit like our
हाँ
audience. Some of them are having like absolute freshers are also there, and 1 year
हाँ
of
हाँ,
experience
तो
are also.
that's not a
हाँ.
problem, because for me my teaching is going to be in such a way only. भले वो experienced हो या beginner हो, I will follow the same flow. We have an Angular project already ready. I'm going to start with the very basic, like what are components, what are standalone components, and then we will build these components. Like for example, ये एक छोटा component है, drag and drop. We have a header, we have a sidebar, we have a panel, question answer panel. बस छोटे छोटे components ही हैं, तो उस वे में मैं ड्राइव करूंगा इसको। तो बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी इनफ रहेगी कि हाँ, आप लोग को पता है एंगुलर क्या है क्या नहीं है। अब मैं
No.
ये
We
नहीं बता
we
सकता कि व्हाट इज अ टाइपस्क्रिप्ट एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, वो बहुत ही हो जाएगा।
no, no, no. We would be using RxJX, right, or promises to
We
call
will
that.
go with a calling will be done with HTTP, and HTTP is
No, no,
observables.
RxJX.
Yes, yes, RxJS. Yes, I think that's what you mean. But I'm going to rely more on signals, not RxJS. We will just do. We are going to make use of new resource API from Angular for fetching of the data and from streaming the data and all of that. So I think I will be using more of signal utilities. ठीक है, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपको पोस्ट करना है, अगर मैं यहाँ पे कुछ भी टाइप कर रहा हूँ और मैं यहाँ पे सेंड कर रहा हूँ, सो आई एम यूजिंग HTTP पोस्ट, सो दैट इज observables, right? And observable is part of RxJS. So yeah, it will be a mix of everything. Clear? Yes, no, no, yes.
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 हेलो ओके
Yes.
परफेक्ट तो एनीवे गाइस देखो अगर कुछ भी
हाँ
क्वेश्चन है
हाँ
कुछ और मेरे से पूछना है अगर मैं हेल्प कर सकूं तो मेरा लिंक्डइन सामने आप लोग के शशि कुमार करके डालोगे कनेक्ट करो चैट पे आओ बात करो लेट्स सी इफ आई कैन हेल्प यू गाइस अगर मैं कर सकता हूं तो मैं पक्का करूंगा ठीक है so I would
ओके
like to say bye bye to everyone
बाय
thank
बाय
you for joining
यस
guys
यस यस
it was
ओके
really great to connect with you all bye bye see ya
बाय बाय बाय
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, Susan.
bye thank you
Yeah, I'll put the recording into this group after a few minutes.
Okay, sure.
sure yeah
Okay. Bye.
bye bye
Hey, Suhas?